Welcome everyone to the Everyday Talk podcast. We're very excited to have Matt Liddle today. Matt is a dating coach, the founder of Provo Dating Coach, and he's built a program called Attract Your Dream Wife. He coaches men through the most effective dating strategies, building confidence, attraction skills, and relationship skills. He went from never getting past a second date to almost always getting past a second date and eventually marrying his dream wife. He loves giving back to people and helping others experience the same dating transformation he experienced. He uses analytical engineering mind to break down the mechanics of dating and attraction and helps men understand and use that knowledge for good. He loves helping clients build systems, skills, and small actionable steps that lead to massive results. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Mateos.
Yeah. So let's start with your journey. So in your introduction here, I talked about how you didn't use. It was hard to get past the second date.
Yeah.
Can you share with us like your journey to becoming a dating coach and what that has been like?
Yeah. So I got back from my mission. I was going to BYU and I was fearless. I would go talk to anyone, just kind of from the habit of doing that on my mission. And I could get a first date pretty easy with basically anyone. But then getting to the second date and beyond that, I always got rejected, friend zoned, or ghosted. And I just kind of suffered like that for a couple of years, honestly, just not having any good results. And I was confused because I'm like, I'm a great guy. I have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
I'm ambitious, hardworking. I have a good, bright future ahead of me.
Yeah.
So why
Great
are
potential.
the women, why are the women that I'm not interested in, or why are the women that I'm interested in not interested in me? And it was so confusing. And then one day I heard this ad on the radio, and this coach who's also a member of the church, she said, if you're not having the success that you want in dating, just know it's not you, it's your technique.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, wow, that is very interesting. And she told this really impressive story about a woman who had never been on a first date in her life, and she was 40.
Wow.
And after just working with her for a couple weeks, she had been on her first ever second date, and then eventually she was in her first relationship and then got married. So I thought, you know what? That sounds right to me. That resonates. And I went home and I told my dad about that, actually, the ad, and he said something that I want to bring up that I think is a limiting mindset to a lot of people. And he said, dating coach, if someone needs a dating coach, something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong with me. I don't need that.
Yeah.
And so you know what I did, Mateos? I kept suffering and struggling through this longer. And eventually I had an experience where this girl I really liked, it just did not work out with her after we had a second date, and I'm like, it's over. And I finally was finished having bad results with dating. I'm
tired of it.
I'm committed. I want to change. So I actually had a call with that coach. I ended up buying her program, and I learned a ton and made a lot of transformations within myself, my approach to dating. And I didn't just stop there. I just, every day I was finding the best coaches I could, dating coaches I could, and just learning about attraction skills, how it works. And then on the weekends, I'd go on 1 or 2 dates a week. Usually about 2 dates a week. And I would just practice out what I learned. And all of a sudden, I saw this huge shift where I was always getting past the second date if I wanted to, basically. And women that would never have been that interested in me, all of a sudden, I just had a lot more options. And I think the important lesson is, if you're not getting the results that you want in any aspect of life, there's someone out there in the vast expanse of so many awesome, brilliant human beings here on the earth. There's someone out there that knows how to help you get the results that you want. And so I apply that to every aspect of life, but especially I did with dating. And so don't think, oh, there must be something wrong with me if I need a coach.
Yeah.
The purpose of getting a coach is to level up your results and get the results that you truly want to get. So I did that. My dating life became amazing.
Yeah, a lot of options.
Yeah, and I eventually met and married my wife, and I'm like, I want to help other guys. Because I always feel like, as far as it comes to dating, there's this debate about, oh, is it harder for men or women? I'd say it's different, but men, in a lot of aspects, do have it harder. Like, I'm not saying that is a definitive thing, but the man has to take the initiative, make the first move. Men are exposed to more rejection. And I just want to help awesome guys who they're not having the success that they want in dating, get the success that they really should have.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a benefit and a blessing to all the women out there too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you shared, because a lot of us, we think, okay, I need a coach for health, fitness, or different type of coaches. And we never think like, okay, dating, like, I should have a coach, or I should put some efforts, learn some skills. But like totally, like maybe like back in the days it was not as common, and there's, like you said, a stigma, right? Like this taboo. But I'm glad there's so many good contents like yours out there, like helping people like learn these skills, because they're definitely, you can learn and they're teachable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you share a little bit about your wife and how you met her throughout the journey. If you can summarize, what are some things that in your learning process helped you attract your dream wife?
Great question. So one thing that I think is so important that I learned is that attraction, it's not this logical thing. It's almost all emotional. And I would say another important thing that goes along with this is attraction. It's triggered. It's not really a choice. Like, it's just that we're exposed to some kind of stimulus of some sort, and then that triggers within us feelings or attraction. And for me, it's like, oh, I see a beautiful woman, like my wife, I saw her and I'm like, wow, I'm attracted, right? Yeah. Like, I didn't choose that. And for women, attraction works a little bit differently. It's and it's especially emotional, I would say. Yeah. And really learning how to connect emotionally is one of the most important things that you can do. And flirting. Yeah. One of the most, like, maybe counterintuitive things for a lot of people. It's one of the most powerful tools to emotionally connect and attract someone. And so flirting, I think, is a big thing. And then also just learning what traits are attractive to women, or if you're a woman, what traits are attractive to men, and working on those traits and displaying those traits. One of the things that for dating women really, they appreciate and they love and they trust things when it's going slow, when they feel like they have to work for it. Yeah. And so that's really important to make sure. Like, one of my common mistakes that I would make in dating was I would text her way too much after the date. Been guilty of that. Yeah. And it's not displaying the right traits. Okay. And so it's hurting attraction instead of building attraction. Really, if you focus on building attraction, then you have options and people can make the choice to love you or not. And you can choose who you want to love. That's awesome. It's interesting because I think guys are more maybe, like, what kind of attraction, how would you differentiate between guys and girls? You said girls are more emotional, guys is it more physical or like visual, or? So attraction is emotional for both men and women, of course, but for men, I would say it's more visual at first, and that's probably the strongest thing. And then men, like, it's more simple for attracting men. Yeah. They want someone who's beautiful, generally speaking, and they want someone who's going to love and respect them and not tear them down. Yeah. And if you get those two things, like you're in a pretty good spot. For women, it's much more behavioral. Women are looking for behavioral traits, really. Like, how does he make me feel, and like, does he have high internal strength and high internal value? And for whatever reason, how we were created as humans, those are just really important to women. And so if you can display high internal strength as a man, that's going to just attract women a lot.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. And I think there's been a boom of dating content in the recent years. I think it's a show of the challenges that we're facing today.
Yep.
If you compare like now to 10, 20 years ago, it's very different, right? Like a lot of challenges. What would you say are some of the challenges, and what causes them, like from like our day to day, that cause like these challenges that singles are facing?
Great question. So I would say there are a lot of influences going on right now. There's a lot of bad advice out there too. And what I would say is dating is ideal and perhaps most optimal between the ages of like 20 and 30, like historically speaking. Like you're better off, and it's a little bit easier in that age range. Once you get beyond 30, it starts to become harder because like when you're in your early 20s, you're around a bunch of people in their early 20s, and there's a lot more single people. And luckily for men, you can date women that are significantly younger. Like if you're 30, you can still date, 20-year-olds or, whatever. But I think that once the older that you're getting, there's less options, and you become young professionals. So you're working and you're spending all your time working. So it's harder to meet people. And so you got to really take advantage of the dating apps as a tool to connect with people and meet people. And also you have to work on building your social circle and friendships with people, and using that to meet new people. And what I really see is, if you are building value by, throwing a social event together and inviting people, and you're bringing value to other people, value is going to flow back to you, and you are going to build your social network. And I think that's really key in meeting people that you want to date.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for. Yeah, I think it's been definitely like society is more isolated today and polarized. So I think definitely dating apps is a good way to like meet more people, but it all comes down to like human connection, human interaction, like being authentic, right? Let's talk a little bit about dating apps. And so you have like a mixed approach, would you say, like using dating apps and also kind of being with like in a mix of events and like in-person events?
Yep.
Okay. And for dating apps, what do you think people are doing wrong, and what's hurting people in their like dating app profiles?
That's a great question.
It's a long list, right?
So I'd like to just start out by saying, if you're not using dating apps, if you have a ton of options of people to date, I think that's okay. But if you don't have as many options of people to date as you want, you're missing out on people that you could only meet through dating apps.
Okay.
And so my approach, and if you're only using dating apps,
you're
also missing out on people that you could only meet in person, and you would only have a chance with in person. Because when it comes to dating apps, so common mistakes, like a lot of guys don't have professional photos, like high quality photos, and selfies.
Bathroom mirror pictures.
It's a dating app sin. But you don't want to be putting forward like something that's not the absolute best, because women are very picky on dating apps. And so, only the top 10% or 1% of guys are getting most of the matches, right? Maybe it's closer to like the 80-20 rule, where the top 20% of guys are getting 80% of the matches, and vice versa. So first off, you need to have really awesome photos that tell a story too. They don't just show your face, but it's like you want a full body shot. You want you doing something fun that you love. you want to have some personality in there so that they can see it and connect with it and kind of have a reason to get excited about meeting you.
Yeah.
And I'd say another thing that is a mistake on dating apps is also maybe just being a little too maybe being a little deceptive, actually, like making your photos look different than how you actually look because it looks better. I mean, I think it's good to use different tools or have your photos edited, but you don't want to. You don't want to be deceptive. You want it to be representative of your best self.
Right. And especially like AI tools today, people. Have you seen people use a lot of AI in those profiles or like from feedback from people?
I don't see a lot of guys using AI a ton, but they should, but it should be evaluated. Like, is this realistic? Right? Is this, because if you're deceiving, what's going to happen is you go on the date and then it's not going to be a good fit, and you're wasting your time and their time. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've been on a date where like the picture is much older on the app, or they just don't look like that, or it gives a different vibe, you know, and then you feel like frustrated. When you get there, and kind of burnt out. And talk about burnt outs, like the dating world, or some maybe mentality mistakes or mistakes that people are making that cause them to like be stressed, burnt out.
Yeah.
And what they can do to, you know, improve that.
I think one thing is you got to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Kind of like running a marathon. You want to be pushing it, but in the first 6 miles of a marathon, if you're sprinting or going really fast, you're going to crash and burn and die. So I recommend going on like 2 to 3 dates per week if your schedule can accommodate that, at least 1 to 2 per week. So get into a routine. I think that's an important thing. And to protect from burning out, I also highly recommend you at least once per week do something really awesome and fun with friends. That's just fun, no pressure, no dating. It's just, this is a fun thing to do. And that helps like lighten the load, and it just makes your life more happy and exciting. And even like if you're like, you planned a friend fun thing for a Saturday night, and then this woman you ask on a date, she is like, well, I can't do Friday, but I could do Saturday. I'd say just tell her no to Saturday. Prioritize your friends as well. Like, yes, you need to be going on dates, but make sure you're prioritizing fun. And the other thing is, if you're feeling like you're getting burnt out, it's probably because you're experiencing some negative pattern in your dating, like, I'm never getting past the second date, or guys aren't making the move, or, you know, like whatever it is, there's some negative pattern that you're experiencing. And so figure out how to break that pattern. And a lot of times it's finding a coach that can help you see it and break it. Like I heard, I was at lunch with a friend and he was talking about, I get ghosted way more these days. Like ghosting's just so common. And I'm like, oh, you experienced a pattern? There are things that you can do to change your results and break that pattern. And so, and you know, he wasn't ready to take this step to actually like change results, but get to if you want to stop getting burnt out and make dating more fun, do things that make you have more success in dating. And follow strategies and build your attraction skills and relationship skills. So that all of a sudden you're rarely getting ghosted, or you know, you're almost always getting past that second date type of thing. So improve yourself.
Have friends like group.
Friend group. Make sure you're having fun and be at a consistent pace that you can hold for a long time with dating.
I love the points that you touch, because if your only focus in life is like dating and like talking to women, it's or for girls like talking to guys or like being open, right? If that's the only focus of your life, and then you're not having results, you're gonna be like, I'm failing, and that the mentality comes back. And if you don't have friend groups, you don't have like an escape, right? And I think, like you said, with girls, or if you say no because you have a friend thing outing and something happening, like they're gonna respect you, like, oh yeah, he has friends, right?
Yeah.
And I think dating is a lot about mentality, right? Like, especially when you're not having success. And I think, at least for me, there's a lot of mentality shift recently where it has helped me. So if we talk about mentality, like some inner work, how do you help guys, especially like for you, like more guys, right? But how do you help them develop this self-worth and this confidence that helps them? And maybe you can share maybe some examples from coaching.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Matthew McConaughey for a second, something that he said in an interview, a podcast interview, that I think is so applicable to this. Mm-hmm. He decided, hey, I want to transition away from, I think, rom-coms to something else.
Yeah, like being a more well-rounded actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he got amazing offers. And he's like, for a rom-com. And he's like, I don't want to do that anymore. He says no. And they're like, we'll double it. We'll give you $5 million. Yeah. No. They come back. We'll give you $10 million.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's crazy. No.
Yeah.
And he said no. And he's like, I know what I am after. Mm-hmm. I know what I value. I know my value.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down that path. And I'm not going to listen to anybody trying to get me to go down a different path.
Yeah.
And I think how that applies to mindset in dating is like, if people will treat you how you tolerate. And so if you, like, for example, if a guy, he really likes this woman and he's like, wow, she's so beautiful, she's so amazing, I just hope I can get her to like me. So that's interesting mindset. I hope I can get her to like me.
That's a real mindset, yeah.
That's already showing, like, I'm putting her up on this pedestal.
It flips, right?
Yeah. And so he will like ask her out and she'll be like, oh no, I can't. And it's like, well, what about this day or this day? And he just keeps trying to like make things work. But if it's not working out and if she's not showing the effort, if he has self-respect and understands his self-worth, like, hey, I'm not a $1 million rom-com actor anymore. I'm a $10 million, like this other category of acting. Yeah. Like, if he's like, I'm an awesome guy, then he will move on from that woman and he'll find someone else that will respect and value him as he values himself. So really it comes down to, how do you value yourself?
Yeah.
And do you truly believe that you are worth being loved? Mm-hmm. Because we all are.
Yeah.
We're all children of God. We're all worthy of being loved. And so if someone ghosts you, you don't give them any more investment of energy.
Yeah.
You move on. And for women, what I've seen a lot of times is like this same kind of dynamic of they're up on this pedestal, except the guy. They often have some standard, like for example, my wife, she wanted a guy to call her to ask her out instead of text her. And I texted her to ask her out for our first date. Not a normal thing for me back then, but I did it just because of how the week was going. And she just let it slide. And she's like, okay, yeah, I can go on a date. But she had an opportunity to show, hey, I have high standards. I'm a high value woman. And so you're going to have to work for me if you want me. And she could have said, hey, that sounds great. Like, you're trying to ask me out. I love this.
Be playful,
You should give me a call, though, instead.
Yeah.
And just set the standard and see what they do. And if I heard that as a man, I'd be like,
wow.
Whoa, okay, yeah, I'm going to call.
Yeah.
And then she's like, wow, he's valuing me.
Yeah.
And if I was like, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that, then she knows this guy's not good enough for me. He doesn't value me how I value myself.
Yeah.
And I just see that mistake in mindset happening on both sides for men and women.
No, that's quite deep. I think it all goes back to like that inner work. And I think it takes time. People have to like maybe know themselves, right? Like, okay, what am I like? And maybe list. A lot of people talk about listing what they want in a person. And I think I remember one of your videos talking about like being picky. Like if you should or should not be picky, and like a lot of people say, oh, you're being too picky, right? Can you walk us through like maybe, you talk about, okay, standards, yeah, like you should definitely be picky. But walk us through that process of like, okay, making a list, what's reasonable, what's not, to help someone, and then maybe like, okay, what they need to do to attract that kind of person.
Yeah, I think there's this big shift that happens, just like in Matthew McConaughey's story, when you start saying no to the stuff that's below your standards, that's when your mindset starts to elevate. So like, even if I don't feel like I can say no because this woman's so beautiful or she's so amazing, say no anyway. And that, just acting that way, will help you transform in your mind. So I think that's one key thing. But yeah, when it comes to what are you looking for in dating, the first thing that I teach guys and women when I'm coaching women to is, what do you truly want? What are you after? And that's where that mindset of my value and my values, what I'm looking for, come into play. And so you could have a list of 50 things like, oh, she's got to have brown hair, blue eyes, blah, 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 like all these things. But you should break it down into your must-haves, your non-negotiables, and your nice-to-haves. And within the must-haves, I'd also say, like, some things don't have to be perfect yet, but they have to be progressing in the right direction.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, if you want someone that's active, maybe, they're not in that best shape or something you like, but they go on like activities and they have that want, right?
Yes. That's a great example.
Yeah.
So and basically, like, you got to come up with your 3 to 5 must-have things. And if they do not have this, I am not interested in them. And for me, like, one really important thing I think is they need to be just as crazy about me as I am about them.
Yeah.
Because if that's not there, that's an unequal relationship.
Yeah.
And so you want to see, okay, they got to prioritize me. They got to work for me too. Like, that's something that you should be looking for. And then there's a bunch of, whatever your preferences are, what is it that you truly want? Like, someone may say to me, she has to have a good singing voice. And I'm like, okay, if a billionaire came up to you and said, hey, I'll give you $1 billion, she's got everything you want except that one thing, like, she doesn't have an amazing voice. Would you marry her if I gave you $1 billion or not? And if you're like, no, I would not, then it is a must-have.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to separate. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can want whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, it's entirely up to you. You don't need to be judged or feel judged by other people. Forget about other people and what they think. It's your future marriage that you're looking at. So that's the important thing.
Okay. Love that. And I think something I've been learning is, okay, if you want someone that has a specific interest that you like, maybe people can start joining classes, right? Like going to events where they can meet that kind of people.
Yes.
What are some good activities or places to meet people, or those like hobbies that people usually like?
Yeah. It could be literally anything. It could be like, hey, I like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I want to play Quidditch, and you start a Quidditch group.
Yeah.
And you just start inviting people, and like eventually, start a Facebook page, or I don't even know if people are using Facebook pages these days, that much, but start a group, get a group chat going, and build that group.
Yeah.
And just keep expanding and growing that.
Be authentic, right? Like to what you like.
Yeah. I'm starting a book club soon. If you are into like personal development and like improving yourself, hey, start a book club with men and women doing that kind of stuff, and just get people invited, and over time it can grow. And you know, exercise classes can be great. You know, going to the gym, it can be awkward, but it can also be a great place to meet people. If you like working out at the gym, go meet other people who like working out at the gym too. And I would say don't just talk to women, but connect with the men as well.
Because they might know people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just the biggest thing is go add value to people, connect with people, make sure you're building your social circle, and that will just, the rest just flows back to you.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. I think there's a lot of good opportunities out there, you know, a lot of apps, a lot of groups, even like your church circle. So that,
that's so big. Church can be a great way to like connect with people. Service, doing service is a great way.
And you can learn so much about them, like there, you know, if they're kind or what kind of personality they have. Yeah, because it's a more genuine and natural way of knowing someone, or kind of like filtering to like, okay, well, what do I like and what I admire about that person. It's like dating apps, like you said, it's good. But if you just do that, it's kind of hard to like find a more compatible person, right? And so we talked a lot about strategies, a lot about how to work your mentality. Let's say someone finally got a match, or they got talking to someone and they want to ask them on the first date. What are some advice for both sides on how to make it like a first date a good experience?
Yeah.
Maybe like leading to it, but also doing the date after. I know it's like a whole thing, right? Like before, during, and after.
Yeah, so I'd say for the women who typically are the ones getting asked out, I think it's good to just be respectful and appreciative. And if you're not interested, and you're sure that you're not interested, it's okay to say no. As long as you're being respectful about it, I think that's great. And then for the men, a lot of times I see this common mistake where a guy will say, hey, do you maybe want to go on a date sometime later this week? Terrible.
Like that language,
That's just a terrible way of doing it. What a woman wants to see, and what actually attracts a woman is, hey, I want to take you out for ice cream. I was thinking Thursday at 7 p.m. You know, you have a day, a time, and an activity that you're sure, like, here's the plan. And then it's so easy for her to say, oh yeah, that would be fun. And it gets her like excited about, okay, I know what's coming up. And so I think that's kind of the leading up to the date. You want to ask, as the guy, you want to make sure you're doing a good job asking out and planning before you call her or text her to ask her out. And then for the date, you want to dress up, be your best self. You want to, like, you don't need to wear a suit and tie necessarily unless that's the kind of setting for the date. But you want to wear clothes that fit you well. You want to look well groomed. You want to smell nice. And women are great at this. For the most part,
naturally,
they don't need to work on that. They just keep doing that. But men, there's, you know, you can work on your fashion, your style, how your hair is, you know, and hygiene and grooming. So I think that's an important thing. And then on the date, the most important thing is to be curious about them, to relax, and to try and have fun with them. And so instead of putting a lot of pressure on it of, hey, I got to see, like, is she going to like me? Is she my future wife? Is he my future husband? Forget about that. Just relax and have a good time, and like be respectfully curious about each other, and share, like, ask good questions too to get to know them. Like, so what's your funniest childhood memory? You know, things that bring emotions and emotional connection is powerful.
Beautiful. So after the date, what like, let's say if they're interested, going on a second date, how should they go about it?
Well, a woman should let the guy know by texting him after the date, just saying, hey, thanks so much, I had a great time. And if she can be flirty about it, that's even better. The guy, you should not be showing signs of being overly excited. Just, like I said, women like it slower. And so just wait, like you can respond to her post-date text, but don't have a long conversation or anything. And just give her time. Like focus on dating 2 to 3 women at a time. And for the women, focus on dating 2 to 3 men at a time until you're in an exclusive relationship. And just kind of naturally, say, okay, well, I'm going to focus on a different woman now. And in a few days, like 4 or 5 days, 6 days later, reach out to this woman again and ask her out if you wanted a second date with her.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of guys just the next day or 2 days later reaching out to ask her out again, and it's just not the right thing.
Okay.
It should be slower.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of it plays with like biology and like, okay, women, you said like they like it slower, and I think what I could say, if someone goes through a relationship, there are different types of attraction, right? Like connection, let's say, like emotional connection, physical. I know there's like a whole chart with like different areas, and I know you talk about that. What should be the focus, and like how should it progress for the different areas?
Yeah. So there's this relationship attachment model that I talk about, and it's like you slide these things up, and it's like know, trust, rely, commit, and touch. So that's kind of like you want to slide those all up gradually, and you want the ones to the front up higher than the rest. Like you don't want to be making out with someone all the time
right
without knowing them, right? Like, because that's just an out of balance relationship. Right. And so you need to gradually build that connection and relationship. But I think the most important way to connect is first and foremost emotionally. When you connect with someone emotionally, that's when you're speaking their language. That's when you're really coming closer. And the physical aspects of dating or any other aspects are just enhanced by that. Like really that's the king, is focus on emotional connection by using emotion words like I'm enthusiastic about fill in the blank, or I'm so excited about this,
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think a lot of people, and I've been guilty of it too. I think everyone has been guilty of switching that, and it leads to a lot of hurt. A lot of disappointments, and then you have these bad habits in relationships. So let's coming to an end here. Can you share maybe some hopeful advice for our young people out there? And then at the end, just share your how can people get in contact with you if you want to do one-on-one coaching or group coaching, your pages and so on.
Yeah. The first question?
Yeah. So if you can have like an advice for someone, maybe an advice of hope and encouragement to people.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the year. A lot of people are having goals of like relationships, and it's something simple, but that can make an impact.
Yeah. What I'd say is you don't need to prove yourself. You just can focus on improving yourself. Like you don't need to prove yourself to someone else. You don't need to put pressure on, I have to get married by this amount of time. I think it's really important to trust in God, His plan, His timing, and stay close to Him, rely on Him, listen to Him. And the biggest thing is, if you're not having the success that you want in dating or any aspect of life, go do some research, figure out why, find someone who can help you. Like if there's this saying, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And really, if you find the right kind of coach or resource that can help you get the results that you want, go big on that. And when you do, you will see a big transformation. And that doesn't just apply to dating, but it can apply to literally any aspect of life. So seek words of wisdom out of the best books or resources. They didn't have books back then they only had books back then when the Doctrine and Covenants was written. But there's, online courses. There's YouTube with a lot of resources, and there's a lot of good resources out there. So take full advantage, and don't just keep working hard. Figure out, how can I work smarter? And when you do that, you will see a difference in your life. And there's always hope. There's always hope. It doesn't matter where you came from or what you're experiencing. You can rise to a new level and have you can change your entire identity. And then the last part was
Your socials, yeah.
yeah,
How can people
okay.
get in contact?
So if you guys want to learn more about how to get better in dating or anything like that, you can follow me on Instagram. Is probably the best place, at Provo Dating Coach. You can also send me an email, matt@provodatingcoach.com. You can visit my website. I have some awesome free resources, like my free texting guide for men. And yeah, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help anyone that I can.
Matt, thank you. This has been a great time to learn about dating, about yourself, relationships, and I hope people learn. And thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.